struggle with that, but
Would
yeah.
you have voted for Hitler?
I don't know what
You
the
don't
deal
know.
was with Hitler, and
You don't know what the
who is
deal
he up
was with
against?
Hitler. Joseph, how old are you?
Hello? 35?
Do you support Trump?
Yes.
Election out today, Harris versus Trump. Who would you rather vote for?
Trump.
Okay, why do you support Trump?
Uh, I mean, I'm not a MAGA, but so a little bit. I've never heard it put accelerationist, but more just I want a strong executive, a strong presidency.
Okay, so you want a strong presidency and you want to put someone in the position of presidency who's less strong.
I want someone in the position of presidency who's going to expand presidential power.
Okay, and
So,
even
like,
if it's in a bad way.
kind of. I mean,
So,
yeah, I
so would you
struggle with that, but
would
yeah.
you have voted for Hitler?
I don't know what
You
the
don't
deal
know.
was with Hitler, and
You don't know what the
who is
deal
he up
was with
against?
Hitler.
I don't know what like that's such an abstract question.
No, it's not. It's
No, I
really
wouldn't
easy.
have.
Would you vote
No,
for Hitler?
I would not vote
Really
for
easy
Hitler.
question. And my
But
response is no.
he was a dictator. Did he get elected?
Yes.
Okay. Well, no, I wouldn't vote for Hitler. That's a random question, but no.
I'm sorry. Like,
That's just a crazy. So obviously you wouldn't vote for Hitler, okay? But he would
Yeah.
expand the presidential powers.
Hitler would?
Yeah.
I think Hitler privatized a lot. He wasn't. He was like. It's
You
like
think
I feel
Hitler
like people get.
expanded presidential powers? I think that's an obvious yes.
I'm sure in some ways, but I think he privatized a lot of things. I don't know. I'm not familiar with that
What?
history.
Adolf Hitler is not Milton Friedman.
Okay, I don't.
Adolf Hitler believed in nationalizing industries, if anything.
But why are we
Within
talking
plenty
about
of-
history? Let's talk about current
because the
events.
point
Like,
that
okay,
because you said that you would vote for Trump because he's expanding presidential powers, and I'm just saying expansion of presidential powers does not mean they're doing so in a good way.
I mean, I don't want expansion at any cost. I think in the times we're in right now, we need a stronger executive because Congress is too divided. You know, the legislative gets nothing done. So,
Hitler said the same
How
thing,
is
by the
Trump
way.
being a stronger executive?
like so he went after ABC. You know, his FCC is charging major media companies.
So going after
Just like
free
Hitler.
speech?
Yeah,
like Hitler.
basically. I mean, like that. Like it's framed as like, oh, everyone must love free
Wait, I have a
speech.
question. So would you
but-
would you still support Trump if he got me kicked off of social media purposefully and tried to ban me because he didn't like that I was anti-Trump?
I've only watched you. I mean, and you weren't saying anything hateful. Like you weren't already.
Everything
breaking-
I've already done, just right now. Like this is all
I've
my
only
content.
listened a couple times, but no, like I don't think that would be right. But in the same sense that when a Democrat or more progressive president comes in, they're gonna have it's setting precedent is what I care less about his moral issues or himself or what he thinks.
So
I
you
think
don't care
he's
about the
lying most of
implications
the
on
time.
you don't care about the implications on the country. You just want there to be precedents that we
No.
can ban other people's speech.
Yeah, but I do care about. I mean, I think
That sounds
is
horrible.
the implication.
That sounds
the
horrible, 'cause
implication.
Republican gets in office, they ban liberals. Democrat gets in office, they ban conservatives, and the cycle repeats over and over again. That sounds horrible.
I don't think it needs to be a
Yeah, like-
cycle. I mean, you think it's going to
Yeah.
be like that
Yeah,
forever?
inevitably, yes. Inevitably, you create that precedence,
And-
that will happen. I will literally not be able to go on the internet and speak about my views when a Republican's in office, if that's the general precedence that exists. Because we don't have a precedence like that, that is what causes us to have our freedom to be able to call out the injustices within our system. If you do not allow for freedom of speech, then you will not have freedom to call out injustice. Okay?
Yeah, but at what
And yes,
cost?
freedom of speech doesn't. Yeah, of course, there are costs to it. But you have to acknowledge
To
that you have to be able to have that protesting power. You have to be able to have that First Amendment right to be able to call out injustice in the very first place. If you don't have it, inevitably that right will be eroded.
I think that sounds like a nice story, but it's untrue.
That's
factually.
not just a nice story.
I-
That is the reality.
Well, I think I hear a lot of people commenting on, oh, the Constitution, free speech, and they act like,
Wait,
that's
actually, quite literally, that's
individual
not a
free
nice
speech.
story. That's not a nice story. I would love for it to just be the speech I like, and for there not to be speech that I don't like. That would be amazing, right? But we don't live in that world. Okay,
I
that's
mean,
not a
look,
story
you're-
that makes things seem nice. That's reality for what
I
it
mean,
is.
you don't have a problem with the current censorship. You're on TikTok. People can't say unalive. People are changing their language, like unalive and
Yeah, that's
all
a
these
private company,
terms.
though. I'm
So
talking about from the federal
yeah, but
government
it's still
perspective.
censoring your. So you're okay with private companies censoring you, but not the government.
Yes.
Oh, I see. I'm more anti-private industry. I think when everyone quotes the Constitution and freedom of speech, they don't realize that most of the legal outcomes are for big businesses, and corporations are the ones utilizing the Constitution.
Okay, but like, do you think social media should be owned by the government?
I would be okay with a government-run social media. Yeah.
That sounds
I
atrocious.
mean, I don't
I'm
think
sorry.
it should
Like,
be the only
I want
source,
government-run
but
programs, but a government-run social media sounds like hellscape. Holy
Why?
shit, dude. Because if we had to apply freedom of speech rights to literally what people are saying on the internet, that would be horrible. That's atrocious. I don't want to live on a platform like that.
From private companies now, and the government push it. You don't think the government influences?
Yeah, but I don't want all
censor?
of the social media companies to be on a government-run platform, dude.
I mean, it's not so dissimilar now, in my view. Okay, so are you okay with Newsmax and the Bannon show saying these insightful kind of provocative things all the time to clickbait people? Are you just okay with it being like that forever?
I don't think they should be put in prison unless they
But
actively
should their
tell people
programs
to
be
commit
shut
violence.
down and censored? Should those programs be censored? Should
If they
be fined money?
if they actively tell people to do violence, yes. But if they
Like
don't actively
that-
tell people to do violence, I don't see what the argument would be.
What about Alex? What was that? The InfoWars guy, Alex
Jones.
He didn't incite violence, but what he did was really terrible, and he paid for it. I think
Yeah,
that's why
there's a court process that exists for that. Yeah,
and
that
it's
was
not
defama-
happening with.
That's called defamation.
If you have enough money, it doesn't apply to you. Like all these bigger companies just can ignore that, basically.
Okay, so then let's ensure that companies are held accountable. I don't dispute you on that, but
And
I don't see how that's an argument for a government-run social media platform.
Well, I feel like it's an argument that Congress isn't able to do it right now, or they would have. So we need one executive person. Maybe it's not going to be Trump.
That's not how it works.
Way, but the next...
That's not how it works, because it could get shot down by the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court would.
What about
the Supreme Court would counteract that, as that's against the First Amendment rights. So you don't understand how the Constitution works. You don't understand how the Supreme Court works. You don't understand how the law works at all. What the fuck are you saying as a reason to why to support Trump?
Didn't they allow him to fire the head of the FCC?
Who? The Trump?
The Supreme Court.
I mean, I don't see how that changes anything here. I'm confused.
I mean, that's precedent that's set now. So the future president,
did he get rid of
be able to?
No, did he get rid of the FCC head?
FEC.
I mean, the guy.
Yeah.
FCC.
FCC. Yeah, that's what I thought.
Oh, FCC is Brendan Carr, right? He was appointed.
Who was the previous one? I think.
Yeah, the previous. Yeah, I mean that's what they already do that.
Brendan Carr's his guy. He got his guy in there, and he kicked out the old guy.
Yeah, I'm confused what you brought that up for.
And the Supreme Court it was constitutionally, who knows? So the Supreme
but what's
Court
not
decided
constitutionally allowed is for them to violate free speech rights. So if the FCC had acts in such a way in which violates free speech, that's going to be shot down by the Supreme Court if they continue to follow laws like that.
People say free speech because everyone is going to have to love free speech. What do you mean specifically?
Wait, what speech do you want to limit? Wait, what speech do you want to limit?
Oh, he means the FTC.
Oh, okay.
Well, yeah, there's I mean, basically all the bureaucracy is
Maybe. I'm not sure.
it. But I don't want to limit protesting, obviously. I think people should be able to assemble and protest their government.
But what do you want to limit?
I think Citizens United type of stuff. I think
you want to overturn Citizens United?
Yeah. I mean, do you think lobbying is free speech? That type of...
No, I agree with overturning Citizens United, but I'm confused with that. How that means you want to expand the executive. The executive doesn't have the ability to overturn Citizens United.
I mean, but I think a future, I don't think Trump will, but a future president could come in and put down, I'm going to make the new board of the bureaucracy that's the board of election or lobbying supervision. And they say, hey, you have to fill out all this paperwork. You have to make it this transparent. It's basically a transparency issue is, I think, how it starts, is we need more transparency. Okay, and I think the president could do that.
So, by the way, I want more transparency. Let me vote for the least transparent I could possibly choose.
I don't
That's
know
you.
if that's. I mean, I
That's
think
literally
like,
you. That's literally you, dude.
Trump is I admit he's a liar. He's dishonest, but I feel
He's
like
the
he's the most.
least transparent person you could have chose.
Okay, but do you agree? I feel like he's the most revealing about what his true intentions and what, like, not
No, I
intentionally
disagree.
revealing, but I think it's very clear.
He's a pathological liar. What are you talking about?
But do you know, what do you think his goals are? For
It
me,
depends.
I think,
Enriching himself, not going to
yeah,
prison,
and I think that's
protecting his
very
buddies in the Epstein files,
I totally agree, and I
and
think that's
protecting
very
himself in the
clear
files.
and obvious by his conduct. Like, I'm not saying he's telling the truth, but he's not tricking anyone in the know. He's not tricking them as to what he's after. He's after money and he's after influence. He's trying to, I don't even think he's particularly religious, but he's trying to help the Christian people because they support him. I feel like Biden, Harris were more, yeah, what they said, they didn't lie to your face, but it's like what they don't include. They were more mysterious type of thing. I couldn't read
Within
them
what
as
way?
well as
Tell
I
me.
read
Be
Trump.
specific.
About what?
Be
About
specific in what way? How are they more mysterious?
I think the first thing is like Trump is just, I feel like I can read him. So one thing, it just comes off that Trump is not mysterious. For Biden and Obama, or not Obama, Biden and Harris, they try to skirt the line. Like, I don't know where they stand on Israel and Palestine. I feel like in
They've
their
made that
hearts,
clear. They've made that clear.
I feel like in their, like, okay, but here's how I see it is like, I see them as, oh, in their hearts, they don't want, and they support Palestine, but they won't say that. They won't come out and be honest about that because they need to kind of ride the fence a bit.
Well, I think they claim there's humanitarian crisis. They think that the way that Israel's conducting itself is wrong, but they criticize that. But then they won't make the same sort of criticisms or understandings that we will. I don't think that they call it a.
Yeah, so it's just contradictions that come out as mystery. It's like you can't
I don't think that's a
say,
contradiction. I think that that's just they disagree with you.
I mean, you can't come out. I feel like it's dishonest to come out and say, I don't support, I support human rights, and then, oh, but Israel should be able to lobby us, and Israel is really of our friend over, like, it's dishonest. I think it's dishonest, and I don't know how they really feel, and that's the issue. For Trump, I know he's just after money. At least I'm certain of that.
So because you can identify that Trump has bad intentions, but you can't identify the intentions for Harris for some reason, you decide to vote for Trump because
I
he
mean,
has
I
bad
don't
intentions?
think wanting
God, this
money
just
is
sounds like
necessarily
horrible.
a
This
bad
sounds
intent.
horrible.
Why is wealth an inherently bad intention?
You just said he's just trying to make money off the presidency. That's bad because it can lead to
But
corruption.
he's trying to make money in any way possible, and
That's
I'm
called
sure there's a
corruption.
lot of,
I don't think that
but
presidents should be able to make money from the presidency. That's called corruption to me.
but that's the same thing. Like, I don't think he didn't start this fire. He's accelerated it. But with Biden and
So
Harris,
why would you want
I'm
someone
not
to
sure
accelerate the
where.
fire? Like if you want to get rid of
What?
the fire, why would you want someone to accelerate the
No,
fire?
I didn't say that. I said he did accelerate. I'm saying all presidents before him have been corrupt in some way, have been taking lobbying
Yes.
money. They wait and sell a book afterwards. They give,
That's fine.
better
That's after the
interviews.
president. I don't give a shit. That's after the presidency. I'm talking about from the presidency.
What do you mean from the
Who
presidency?
gives a if a president decides to release a book after they get out of office? Good for them. I don't give a shit. Talking about that's actually something I think they should be able to do. I'm talking about from the position of the presidency, right? Exploiting your position as president to do this. There's a big difference between selling a book about your life and about being president of the United States after you're president. That's totally fine. There's nothing wrong with that. Comparative to making money while in the position of presidency, like dropping a meme coin and rug pulling it. Dude, you are okay with him causing a massive fire, like let's say there was a fire in a house. You're okay with him setting half the country on fire?
This is a crazy analogy. I'm okay
No, it's not.
with I would rather, if my boss is gonna be corrupt, I would rather him be visibly corrupt than like secretly, doing stuff that I can't tell on it. At least now we know
I'm
where
sorry,
more
if
of the
you
holes
say
are.
that you can identify the aspects that you disagree with on the Democrats, well then you can't identify it. What the are you talking about? It's easier to identify less things than more things. Do you agree?
It's easier to.
So
Sure.
Trump's lying all the time. You have to keep using your identification to always identify when he's lying. If someone lies every once in a while, right? Well, then it's less things you have to identify where they lied. So
But
that's
it's
less
not
things
just
to hold people
lying and
accountable for.
truth.
Why wouldn't you want a better basis to respond to? I'm sorry, I can't
It's
have this conversation anymore. This is just so stupid. I can't do it. I'm not going to do it anymore.